Israel is criticizing possible sanctions that may soon be coming from the Biden administration. Secretary of State Antony Blinken could announce sanctions against an IDF battalion this week. Meantime, on the eve of Passover, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announcing a new push against Hamas is coming soon.
Instead of withdrawing from its extreme positions, Hamas is counting on a rift among us. In the coming days, we will increase the military and diplomatic pressure on Hamas because this is the only way to free our hostages and achieve our victory.
Fox News foreign correspondent Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv tonight.
That's right. As the war in Gaza approaches the 200-day mark, Israel is on track to receive new funding support from the United States.
The bill is passed.
The House of Representatives passed a $26 billion funding bill for its key Middle East ally on Saturday. The legislation will go to the Senate and then ultimately to the president's desk. Israeli officials say it couldn't come soon enough as threats against their country evolve. With rising tension between Israel and Iran, there is concern that Iran's largest proxy, Hezbollah, could increase their ongoing attacks.
Hezbollah is strong enough as to make the Israelis make lots of calculations before they go into any kind of open confrontation.
Amid new threats from Hezbollah, Israeli forces remain on high alert across the country. Earlier today, rocket sirens were sounding along the border with Lebanon after fresh Israeli strikes against Hezbollah overnight. The United States continues to work behind the scenes to de-escalate tension along the northern border. We're also tracking new developments out of the West Bank, where the Israeli military wrapped up a raid in the city of Tulkarem. So far, 14 people have been killed, according to the Palestinian Red Crescent. The region is in the middle of an unpredictable chapter with a real possibility of the situation unraveling into a broader regional war.
Thank you, Trey. So, Joey, I want to start with this statement from the IDF real quick, if we can pull that up. Okay, it says this in response to possible sanctions. The reports regarding sanctions against the Netzia Yehuda battalion are not currently known to the IDF. Should such a decision be made on this matter, its consequences will be reviewed. The IDF remains committed to continue to examine exceptional incidents professionally and according to law. Joey, you've been to war. You understand the rules of engagement. In your opinion, how has Israel conducted itself so far?
I'm not on the battlefield.
Yeah.
All I get are media reports and what one side says or the other side says. And the reason why I point that out is that's essentially what the White House has. This is red meat on the bone for a president trying to serve two masters. And if you read the book of Matthew, it tells you why that's not good, because you'll end up hating one of the two, right? And so if those two masters are people that are pro-Israel and people that are pro-Palestinian, and unfortunately envelops those that are pro-Hamas, then he's going to end up hating somebody. He's going to end up hurting somebody. And he needs to stick with, not necessarily an allegiance, but a policy. People reward consistency. If he's worried about the November election, be consistent, and people will reward that regardless if they like what he's doing or not. We've seen it happen. This idea that he's going to sanction the IDF while at the same time approving funding and championing funding from the House, it just shows that he doesn't have a strategy. He's simply trying to stay popular enough to remain president, and whatever happens in Israel happens.
But Alicia, it does raise questions because we all saw the White House announce on September 11th, prior to the terror attacks, that it was unfreezing $6 billion to Iran as a part of a prisoner swap. They've also waived sanctions after the terror attacks, but sanctioning the IDF, I mean, how do you square that?
Right. And these sanctions that they're talking about here, the possibility is for something that they're saying that this battalion did before October 7th. So to reach back is questionable in terms of the timing, especially when you look at it through a political lens, because he's struggling here politically, right? To Trey Yingst's point, he doesn't want a broader regional problem, of course, but he has a local domestic problem that he's dealing with as well. And to Joey's point, trying to serve two masters, what seems to be surfacing here.
David?
Well, whether it's two masters or not, he's trying to serve two agendas, and I get that point. He's trying to stay in this Iran nuclear deal or some form of JCPOA. He's an appeaser, so that's what he goes for. He has no control of what the IDF does. They do not want us fighting their war. I've spent enough time with the IDF over the last 20 years, been to their units, seen them know a little bit more than probably some of the people in the White House about how they operate and why they operate the way they do. So he has no control, but he's trying to appease his left wing, and he's trying to appease Iran and John Kerry and Obama and his crew in the White House.
Well, and we'll see what it does politically, Alicia, real quick.
Well, yeah, and also just the timing-wise, because on Friday they also announced other sanctions that are like adjacent to Israel. So this is all coming up, and I think people are paying attention to when it's happening.
They sure are.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.